Hello, creative friends. It's me, Alex Manea, from Channel Creativity, and I guess now podcast, because I definitely want to dabble into this. I've been a fan of podcasts for years now, and I've always gotten so much value out of listening, and I thought it'd be really cool to do a few of these and test them, see if I enjoy making them. And it's all going to be about channeling creativity. And what does that mean? I definitely want to talk about how to jumpstart creativity when you're feeling like you have none. How to nurture once you gain some creativity, some spark, and then how to build upon that and essentially have a momentum going on with whatever creative project that you're working on. And I think these things are so important for anybody that is wishing to express themselves and they just don't know how to start it. Here, my mission is not just only to teach you how to draw or paint, but also the mindset of an artist. And I think the mindset comes first, and then the skills come second. Because if you don't have the mindset, it's just very difficult to get into the zone. It's very difficult to appreciate yourself for accepting this journey. So that's why I want to make some of these episodes and just see if it helps. I know it helps me making them, so here I am. A little bit nervous because this is my first time recording an episode and hearing myself in the headphones, so that's kind of strange. But I can also hear the mistakes of my fidgets. I can't really move. I'll finesse it later. I'm here. I'm showing up for myself. So today's topic in this episode would be about creative resilience. So what is that? What is resilience really? So resilience is developing the ability to cope with challenges, adapt to stress, and bounce back while maintaining your well-being. To be able to cultivate inner strength, think flexible, and practice healthy coping mechanisms. Now, I'll give an example from my personal life of a bad coping mechanism. When I used to be stressed, I used to be younger, I would actually smoke cigarettes here and there. And yes, I know, gross. But you know what? I really liked it and it was really helpful. But that was an example of a bad coping mechanism when stress would come up. And one of the best things I could do for myself was either start working out, meditate, cold plunges, sauna, something to keep me active, and artwork. Artwork was always, making art was just always a thing that made me feel really good, period. So today's topic is creative resilience. How do we build resilience in conjunction with creating art? Well, it's not that difficult actually. I think many people, when they set a goal, they set this very big, unreachable goal. For example, I'll use an analogy of, if you're thinking of losing weight, you're overweight, right? And you want to get from, let's say, 200 pounds to like 140, you're not going to do it in a week. You're not going to do it in 6 months. And it's a very complex thing to do. So a lot of people, what they do is they do this like yo-yo diet. They try to lose the weight as quick as possible without forming some good habits in the process, and also finding a diet that resonates with them, and that diet can be sustainable for the rest of your life. So an example of, doing like only juice diet, that's not sustainable. Let's be real. After a whole month of doing the juice diet, you probably lost a lot of weight, probably muscle. But once you stop, you probably will gain the weight back. So that's not sustainable. And that's what I want to teach and prove that it works about creative resilience. Is forming a habit over time that is sustainable. And I'll give you an example from my personal life again. When I became pregnant with my son, Sasha, one of the main fears I had was that I would not be creative anymore, because I was feeling like I was lacking creativity, and that was because of the hormones. And second, I thought I will not have time to make art anymore. That was an actual fear I had. When I gave birth to Sasha, my first surprise was that I was still creative. I still had creative thoughts. They didn't leave me. If anything, it felt like I was opening the gate on something, and it was just like a flood of ideas. But the thing is, I didn't have a lot of time to express these ideas on paper. So I thought, okay, what can I do to scratch the itch, but also it's doable each day? And I thought, well, I don't feel like drawing and painting like traditionally. So I have my tablet. I'm gonna draw digitally, 1. And 2, I'm gonna start doing little mini collages. So I would cut my papers ahead of time when I had time. And each day, for like 10 minutes, I would grab a small piece of paper, glue a couple of shapes, and call it good. That's it. And I knew that doing that act of just sitting down for 10 minutes and doing the collages or the digital drawing is what actually kept me close to the fire. And in that period, I did not set myself a time frame, because postpartum feels like purgatory, really. It feels like there's no end and beginning of emotions, and like, especially when you don't have practice with a newborn. And so that's what I did. I started doing these collages, these drawings each day. And then a whole year passed. And I said, holy crap, I actually have like a whole series of pieces that I've just made, and a wave of being proud. Like I was proud of myself. I showed up each day with a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And that formed momentum for me, because since then I just didn't stop making things. I I just kept dripping each day with creativity, with something that would make me happy. And you might say, but Alex, did you not miss a day? I did miss days, actually. And in those days, I either did something to fuel the creativity. So if I wasn't making, I was nurturing myself. A nice hot bath, the spa, yummy food, a workout, a massage, some alone time here and there, and just anything to bring me back to that creative side of me. And that's how I did it. As simple as that sounds, that's exactly how I did it. I was so impressed with myself because I didn't have any expectations. And I'm glad I didn't. I think if I would have had any expectations of building something for a whole year, I might have been a little bit stressed about it. But even in that situation, I would have reminded myself that I only have one small task a day that I have to do, or I have to take care of myself. So it's either taking care of myself or making artwork that day. So if you have a busy life, you have a job, you have a family, you have responsibilities, but you have something that you're really passionate about and you want to learn how to do it, or you just want to practice it, then do that. So let's say if you're a dancer and you're a brand new mom and you just don't have time, setting 10 minutes a day where you stretch or you dance a little bit will make you a better mom, will make you a better person. Go do that first, then do the rest. Always put yourself first so you can actually serve the people around you better. We become useless when we're tired, when we're stressed, when sometimes we just need to sleep. So health first, producing art second. So with that, I challenge you, if you are still listening to this episode and whatever I'm saying resonates with you, I challenge you to setting a goal that is achievable, that you know deep down in your heart that it's achievable for maybe a week, 2 weeks, a month. I think the cap of this challenge should be a month, because if it's 6 months or something, it's just too unattainable. If like some speed bumps come along the way, you might get discouraged and then you set yourself for failure. So something that's achievable per day for a short period of time. If this challenge interests you, send me a private message. Let me know that you're going to be doing it. That way I become somebody that will keep you accountable. And then we discuss about it in private or however you want at the end of the experience. Because I think it would be really cool to actually see how you started and where you got in the end. So yeah, that's what was on my mind today, and I thought it went pretty well. Still listening to my voice, which feels kind of funny, but we'll just go with it. And really quick, switching just a little bit of gears, so everybody's just aware of like what my goal is on Substack, and what I offer, and just, so you know. With this episode, and or episodes, you'll definitely be just learning like the mindset of an artist, which will be public. Some, and maybe some of them will be behind the paywall. I'm still figuring that out. But for now, what is behind the paywall is 2 extra art classes a month with me. Those things will be either live or pre-recorded. Plus, for everybody to access, they will have a free art class a month, and you get to see my posts and my thoughts, and some of them. And that's kind of it for now. I don't want to chew more than I can. So behind the paywall, you'll find more art classes and recordings and podcast episodes. And that's it. So for that, I say thank you for listening. Thank you for listening my first episode ever. It will get better and better as I figured all this technology out, and I can't wait to make another episode. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, or actually have a really creative, beautiful day. Bye-bye.